Let's go. Let's do a brief audio and visual check. I'm Coach Dakota, Coach DBA. Welcome to Slow Markets. With me, joining me Tuesdays and Thursdays. To my left, your right is Baron. Man, Baron, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Dakota?
Good. Always good. Love. I have a love-hate relationship with the chat and the internet sometimes, man.
I understand it.
You feel me? Yeah, I mean, it's like this never-ending battle of misinformation and common sense. But yeah, these markets are moving. Before we get started, in the Topstep YouTube chat, there's our Topstep risk disclosure. Everything we go over is for educational purposes only. It is not signals class. It's not financial advice. We are here trading together, learning, becoming better, myself included, going through the ups and downs. I had a good conversation with Mandy. If you missed it, Mandy is also from Utah, and we were doing Power Hour and just talking about the ups and downs of trading. And she's going through one of the down spurts, and she's like, yeah, hopefully this is your last time going. You struggle. I'm like, no. I've been trading for now.
No, that's not how trading works.
No.
I was literally just talking about this on. I went live before slow markets, and someone, they said like, yeah, I had a rough week last week after a couple good months. And I was like, it's gonna happen again, right? Like, no matter what you do,
always.
I think a constant in trading is going to be, I'm going to suck at some point. I'm going to suck for a week, or I'm going to suck for a month.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah, it's a matter of when that happens again.
Yeah, you could be the best trader in the world. You're going to have maybe even 6 months worth of, struggle. And it's just a cycle. I can't even count how many times I've struggled. Maybe 20. Once a year. I don't know. It feels like it. That's the reality that we live in these markets that are always changing. But let's jump into it. These markets are moving. We're seeing the markets. I mean, I'm in the NASDAQ right now. I'm going to do a quick top-down analysis. And this is NASDAQ daily. We, saw it all the way off down. We took a peek. We did take a peek below 23,900. The last 3 days have just been straight up. We got Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and tonight even, we just broke through, the New York session highs. We're right at 25,150s. On the daily, where can we go? You can see there was some nice resistance here around these, 25,300s. I mean, that was a nice resistance, and it held for quite a while. So maybe we keep going up and test these 25,300s. I mean, this market has been very bullish. We was talking about Fed funds. Interest rates, are they going to be cutting rates in December? Or are they not? It looks like it's starting to lean towards,
Last time I was on, it was, what, 50-50? Now it's like 80-20.
Yeah, it's changing fast, man. It was like 30% they're not going to cut, and then 50-50, and then 30% one way. And it's been swinging all over the place for the past few weeks. But now it seems like it's starting to hold. For now,
I think I saw Barkin say like they're still concerned about the labor market, so that's why they're cutting. They don't care about the inflation numbers now.
Correct.
If anyone's looking to, kind of understand what the Fed is trying to do, or like what the Fed's next move might be, they make it pretty plain and clear. Like, hey, like we don't care about inflation right now. We're more concerned with the labor market. So what should you pay attention to? You should pay attention to the jobs reports. But there's other times where it's, we're concerned about inflation. So you should pay more attention to the inflation reports than the jobs reports.
Yes, and guess what? Tomorrow we have initial jobless claims tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. Central Time. So that should bring some spice before we all eat turkey the following day. But let's zoom into this hourly chart. One thing I was watching for, I talked about this, lower, high. I was talking about this last night. Lower high, I was looking for a pullback. We got that pullback. It did not last long. It was about an hour and a half, and we just broke out. So looking for these patterns, right? We make a little run up, and then we sell off. We made a little run up, and then we sell off. We made a little run up, and we sold off. But this time we just completely recovered, and now we're pushing right back up to these highs. So what I'm looking for tonight, before tomorrow morning, I'm looking for this market to come up and retest some of these highs. I think we could easily come up. I was saying, I don't want to say easy, but 25,300s, 25,000, 250s ish here in the NASDAQ. I'm going to zoom into the 5-minute chart, and then we'll run over to gold, and I'll pass it off to you. This is a 5-minute chart here on the NASDAQ. You can see we had that big spike up on Power Hour. I caught some of that in my live account. Day number 7, green, 7 winning days in a row here for me in the live account. But tonight we opened up right here around, what was it, 25,069, and we bounced. We retested these lows, and it's just been making higher. It's just been going higher, right? We rally, pull back, rally, pull back, rally. And how far will this rally go? Looking over to this left, I mean, you can see these highs over here. Maybe we could come up and test, 200. There's some support and resistance around these 170s, 180s, but then ultimately up towards that 300 mark here in the NASDAQ. And tonight we're already up. What are we? Up 0.25%, up just over 0.25% here in the NASDAQ. Let's get rid of some of these drawings real fast, and we're just pumping higher. What do we do right now? For me, it's just hands on my butt. I don't see really any opportunities unless we get a decent pullback to buy it, or if we just spike up and then find a way to sell it with, managing that risk. That's all I have on the NASDAQ, and I'm going to do a quick one on gold, and I'll pass it on to you. Gold, talking about interest rates. Cut in interest rates is bullish on gold. We are in rollover, and we just rolled over. You can see that change in rollover. Gold sitting, the new contract, the GCG is the new contract 2026, and we're at 41.83 here in this new contract. 41.83. This is in fact so far a higher low. We're pushing up higher. So the question is, do we break out? Do we break out of this maybe trend? Do we break out and maybe look for all-time highs? I still have half of my position on that I got in at 4,000. I took some off at the 150s. I'm still in half of my position long-term from 4,000. We're going to be looking for all-time highs on that by next year. But that's neither here nor there. These 183s, we're testing these session highs. Going to zoom into the hour real quick, and it's looking bullish, man. It really is. We had that.
Very bullish.
Yeah, we had that rally, kind of a flagging pattern right here. See if we could get a breakout, go test 4,200. And if we could break through that, I could see maybe 4,230, if not 4,250s. I mean, this is looking pretty bullish from the long term.
I wouldn't fade it.
I wouldn't want to fade this. Yeah, we're only up 0.1%, so there's definitely more room to the upside. Continue to push session highs. 5-minute chart, same. Question is, I want to get long. How do we get long? Maybe just wait for a pullback. I'm going to get my chart set up to start trading this. I'm going to pass it off to you, man. What are you looking at?
So today, right, where we stalled out up here, this is a structure point, but this area is also value area high from the top of this, the volume profile I've anchored on my trading view. It's from all the way back here on this last rally. So this was the value area high of that area that was previously 41.60. Because of the rollover, it's now 41.96. We have this structure back here, right? We had, a triple top up here, and then we break that with momentum. I like that as a structure point. So previous resistance turned into support. Then we flushed through it. So now it's resistance again. Came up back into there last night, rejected once, rejected twice. Came up there during pre-market, rejected. Then in New York, we got a nice little push up into that area. It's been tapped pretty deep into it. So I would expect a breakout. This volume profile I'm looking at for the range of, the last day, 2 days.
Okay.
We are breaking above that value area high, so it looks pretty bullish. We did have a tap down on that VWAP. I took a quick little scalp here around 650. Just got 5 points out of it. I wish I held this. But yeah, it looks bullish. High probability we sweep that New York high, 70 something percent. So that's what I'd be looking for. I'd just be looking for this New York high to sweep. We are pushing up towards that value area high. It could be a strong breakout. But I personally wouldn't fade this, even though we're pushing to a resistance zone.
We keep hitting session highs as you're speaking, and it's just, there's a little bit of FOMO, right? Whenever you miss a trade or whenever you see the market going and you want to be in it and it just keeps going and going, there's a little bit of FOMO. But I got the same thing on Intel yesterday. I've been wanting to buy Intel. I sold some cash secured puts. I didn't get filled on those. because we just kept going straight up. And I watched Intel the day. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait, see if we can get back down, and I'll buy some instead of selling puts. I'll just buy some outright. And then we just bounced 4%. I'm like, oh man, it can be such a frustrating feeling. You want to get into something, and you keep missing it. You keep missing it. It keeps going, and next thing you know, you're like, this is the move I wanted, and I was not able to take advantage of any of it. And the only thing you can do is just take a deep breath and move on to the next trade.
Yeah, there's always another opportunity. My roommate, like last quarter, he was going to play Oracle earnings. And he doesn't do it with options. He'll how he trades in a personal account is he just trades stock. He just trades big tech earning plays.
Okay.
He's trying to buy Oracle, and he does limit orders, and it was like it never failed him. And then the stock jumps 30%.
Damn. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how a lot of people probably was feeling about Google. Google's just been on a stampede higher. It's been insane to watch that. Google, I think it's almost a 4 trillion market cap, which is part of this NASDAQ, and we're seeing NASDAQ rallying. The question is, are we going to make a run for all-time highs? Gold keeps going through. Look, session highs right here. Gold's not done. We're at these 86s already. The only thing, honestly, I could do is just sit here and wait for a pullback. Maybe eyeball the NASDAQ and
I missed this long. There was a nice long opportunity at 77. That was the value area high that we had just broken out from. Comes down, retests that, and then starts ripping up again. So missed that entry. It's all good. Happens. There'll be another entry.
Yeah, and EKS says that's why you scale in. Well, when you want to first start scaling in and you start missing your very first entry is like, it happened too fast, or I was expecting a little bit more of a downward or a pullback before I could get in. Sometimes it sucks, but let's get to it. I'm gonna turn on some. Let's get some music going. Get to some questions, and yeah, let's get to it. Someone's asking. So I did something today, Baron. I went Instagram Live for the very first time. Shout out to anybody who caught it. Who caught my Instagram Live today? It was only about like 20 minutes long. I was testing it out with my boxing coach. Who caught it? Let's get the likes up. Someone says me. Yeah, I was sparring. I did some light sparring. I do a stretch, do some sparring, and then I have more competitive sparring on Wednesdays later on that. Yeah, I'm flat-footed. I'm old. I'm 32, man. He just runs circles around me. So yeah, quite a bit of you saw. I think I'm gonna have one a little bit planned out better, and then maybe even do some talking options. Maybe talking some options. That would be interesting. I
would tune in for that, Dakota.
What's that?
I would tune in for that.
You tune into the options trading? Yeah. It's me getting used to this social media world, man.
If you're gonna do a live, Dakota, you should post on your story beforehand, like, hey, I'm gonna be live in an hour.
Well, that's the thing. I was just testing it out. I didn't plan, like, I don't want everyone seeing this. And it's like, I'm gonna just test it out. And I don't care about embarrassing myself. I mean, that's part of improving. That's why no one should be scared of talking about their trading, talking about their losses, whether they're new, whether they have like 15 years experience. And that's the same with me and say like boxing, right? I'm relatively new compared to my coach, right? Like when I'm in a ring, I'm lucky enough to have someone, he's younger than me, obviously in his 20s, but a coach is willing to get into the ring with me and trade shots. And that's fun, experience by doing. And, that kind of reminds me of what we have here at Topstep in the Discord, where you could tune into the Discord and work with some of the coaches and someone who's willing to just like sit there and review your trades, review these markets, talk about it. And it's something you don't get very often. And I enjoy that. I enjoy it. But
I mean, how are you going to I do trade review every single day in my Discord. Anyone can post it. I go live on YouTube as well, so all those get recorded. But I go over my trades. There's another person in my Discord who they'll send out the trades that they're taking. I'll go through his trades. And then I go through all the member trades. I say, like, this is what we could have done better here. Or, sometimes there's no comment because you took a perfect trade. But, that I think it really helps. Like the people I've seen post in there on a daily basis, they typically see a lot of improvement where it's like, okay, I'm trying to get better every single day. I'm not just, going into the next day like, okay, yeah, I traded like shit yesterday. Cool. But what are you going to change about it? Like, what are you going to try to improve on that next week, that next day? It's a constant learning experience. And I mean, you're going to have ups and downs. We were talking about at the start of the stream. Like, I mean, I'll be honest. I thought I was hot shit the first 6 months of this year. And then, the market came around and humbled me a little bit. And you gotta rebuild and find a way to get back some level of consistency there. Which I was able to, turn it around in October. But it's constant self-improvement.
Yeah, and in order to do that, like you have to have a level of like embarrassment. Like you got to be able to accept, like, hey, I'm not the best. I'm struggling at this aspect. It's an acceptance. Lose the freaking ego, and realize that, hey, in order for you to improve, that's what you have to do. I felt that way. Like someone's like, 32 is not an excuse. It's easy to just throw the number out there. Sometimes when you wake up and stuff hurts.
Dakota, you're unk.
Dude, I can't explain it. I'm like, okay, no, I have to at least warm up and stretch for the first 20 minutes. And then, like, they're 16-ounce gloves, so it's a pound. And so I'm sitting there throwing my jab, and I'm like, man, why is my shoulder sore? I'm like, what the hell? I didn't do anything. But these little details where I just realized I didn't have to worry about that stuff. But I don't know how we could relate that into trading. But, man, I wish I was just such a good trader to where I didn't have to work on things. I have to adjust. You guys, everybody got to see me adjust at the beginning of the year. These markets changed. We had a big spike in volatility. VIX was at, almost 30. And we were seeing 100-point moves every 5 minutes. It was insane. And if you're used to a 20-point stop loss,
that's a big change.
That's not going to last, right? You're going to need to size down.
Yeah, if you're used to
widen
trading
your stop,
and you get a 100-point candle, well, your stop's going to get blown through in 15 seconds, 10 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. And now we're switching, right? Now we're not as volatile, right? Maybe we start to decrease a little bit, and now you have to adjust back. You're like, okay, maybe now a 100-point stop on a micro is not going to do it. I'm going to need go back to my normal trading. We got one question. It says, Dakota, do you feel boxing helps with your trading mindset? I don't think necessarily just boxing itself, but I think the disciplined mindset, what it takes, and realizing something so simple like, wow, most of what I'm doing here in boxing, it requires conditioning, right? And that's not what I thought. I thought you could just show up, learn how to box, learn, the techniques, and then start boxing. You're like, no, you got to actually put in road work, which is just running and conditioning. And for a trading aspect, you think you could just come in here and click buttons and make money because it looks easy, right?
You can. You definitely can.
Right.
But
it looks easy. It looks super easy. But there's a lot more that goes on behind it than just clicking a button, right? Like all that preparation to just click a button and do that consistently. I mean, the last thing you want to do is just come in, click a button for your very first time and make all this money. And you're just like, oh, that was easy. And then you get stuck on this unrealistic expectations. I mean, I think maybe we're seeing Jake Paul do that, right? He's finding some success, and now he's like, I can go take on Anthony Joshua. Let's do it. He hit a 0 DTE expiration. Now he thinks he can do it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, hey, the first trade I took with options, it hit, and it was I think I made $50 on it. It was an AMD call.
There you go.
I remember I was like, this is so easy. yeah, I found out pretty quick.
He found out pretty quick it's not that. It's not that quick. Yeah, trading is difficult. I think it's more of a mental game than it is anything else. We are seeing gold pull back here. We got up to 87.5. We're back down to 85. I don't know how big of a pullback I'll want to see. Like, these are the highs that we are.
I don't think there's really going to be a pullback on
Like,
this.
these are the highs that we're running into resistance here. I don't really want to be a buyer expecting a breakout right now, which we very well could. I want to see maybe a pullback to 81. And some kind of a
I like 81s. That's right where the standard deviation band for VWAP is. You know, we've been bouncing off it previously. So
yeah, 81s would look pretty juicy for a long. I want to see a higher low. I want to see a higher low. Some type of a higher low, some market structure to get into this thing.
Something you could see here is, you know, just we've just had what, 5, 6 green candles in a row. You could see this candle print red, and then the next candle just gets immediately bought back up. I wouldn't be surprised by that.
Yeah, and 3-bar reversal. I won't play a 3-bar reversal short here because we're going against all this momentum. That's one thing I do get is, why don't you just play the 3-bar reversal? Not every 3-bar reversal is the same, all right? It's a simple concept. It's a pattern that, you know, depending on the location and context, it can be very, very useful, and I talk about it often, but context matters around that. Is NASDAQ still pumping up here? We're starting to see a slowdown here yeah, we're
Starting to slow down a little bit.
Slow down a little bit. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been a hot topic lately. Have you traded micro Bitcoin?
You know, I have traded some crypto futures. I've not done it on Topstep. I've done it on a unregulated futures broker.
Okay.
I've traded some Bitcoin. I've traded some ETH. Traded some Solana. I traded. They had Trump coin on there.
Trump coin.
Yeah, Trump coin at the start of the year or end of last year. I forget when it was. I think it started this year. They had Trump coin. You could use leverage on it. I put like $1,500 with insane leverage. It was like 20x or 30x leverage, and I was like, you know, this is a meme coin. It could just fly. And I got in at like $24, and then it ripped up to 75, and I sold it because I was like, this isn't gonna last. I made like 20 grand on it or something.
Okay.
I was like, I'm good with that. I'm not touching meme coins ever again.
You're not touching meme coins
because I've touched them previously, and it's like, you know, some of them you'll catch like a 5x. Most of the time, you're getting a negative 99% return. So,
well, this is an interesting point in Bitcoin right now. I'm curious on it. We have this resistance here at these 85,300s, and we held it once. Then we broke through it, right? So we made a higher low. So my question is, for all those Bitcoin lovers, is this a higher low? And are we going to see this thing break out towards 90,000 again?
Well, Dakota, I have something better than any of the TA you can do right now.
Oh, let's hear this.
You know what it is? McDonald's is re-releasing the McRib. And whenever McDonald's re-releases the McRib, Bitcoin tends to rally. So I'm not a speculator, but let me
stats don't lie, man. Stats don't lie. the McRib's coming out. That's bullish Bitcoin,
yeah,
right?
Let me send this and
okay, I gotta see this. And I'm watching Intel popped again, man. Intel's up 0.6%. I need to just get that off my watch list.
Let me just send this.
Okay, McRib and Bitcoin correlated. Let's go. Not financial advice. There's the Topstep risk disclosure, Bruno. I'm gonna see this. There it is. October 2020. Okay, I don't.
Bullish. I'm telling you, it's bullish, Dakota.
It's bullish. The McRib's bullish. Okay. All right. You heard it here first. No, man. The McRipper. BTFD. Yeah, best TA you've ever seen. DBA concepts right there. The McRib. All right, let's see. Anything happening? NASDAQ might be continuing to just keep pushing higher. Gold. Anything going on in gold? We're getting that pullback. Getting a little bit more of a pullback.
Bitcoin is down 36% from all-time highs, 35, 36%. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty aggressive sell-off, but that's how crypto moves. It's more aggressive than other assets. So
yeah, a lot more volatile.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
That's for sure.
I'm still looking at these 81s for potential entry on gold, though. It is stalling out a little bit at these highs, but to me, it looks too bullish to try anything else. I might take a stab at 82. That's right where the upper band is. I'm actually just going to set a limit there.
Yeah, we're getting that pullback. All right, chat. Who's long? Who's short? Who's long? Who's short? Let's hear it. And then if we get to 700 likes, I'm gonna share my Pop Squad VIP statistics. I'll share some of my VIP statistics, which I'm pretty proud of. Matt, you're short. Long. Kind of mixed. It really is mixed. Someone says I top ticked gold. Going long the NASDAQ. Short the pullback. Oh, we're getting tempting now here. 83s. What do I like about Intel? I like that the government put some money behind it. Yeah, and they're right there in the middle of that AI race, and they have not that big of a market cap in comparison to like AMD. But remember, it's not financial advice. It's just I like that stock. I talked about it. Did
you see the Reddit post of some guy? He got a big inheritance from his grandma, and he was like, "I'm just buying Intel." He was like, "I'm just gonna buy Intel," and when it was down at like 20s.
Man. Well, I need my Reddit indicator. Can we put the Reddit indicator here on Topstep X? All right, come on, gold. Let's get a little sell off here because I want to buy it. And while we're waiting on that, let's do a hashtag slow markets. If you're new, if you've been here, you know the drill. In the YouTube chat, there is the socials. Go ahead and tag me. Hashtag slow markets. A trade setup, your trade, a trader station, your stats, something. And yeah, if it's good, I'll share it here. I'll share it here live as we're watching gold pull back.
It's getting close. It's a point off my limit. I hope it fills me.
What do you have your limit on?
82.
You're looking at 82.
Yeah, it's right where the upper band is. It's a standard deviation band off VWAP.
Okay.
It's actually 82.1, so I'm gonna bring it up.
Let's see if we get it. So close. All
right, there I'm filled.
All right, I'm gonna look for a little peak below 82. Try and get a little bit better of a price.
I would look for these highs, but since I am in a combine, I'm just gonna go just before the highs.
Damn, man, look at that fill. We didn't really. All right, man, you got it. You got 82. We're like right here, 83 now. Instant 10 ticks.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays. I like it. I like it off this upper band. We bounced off it previously. We're in a pretty steady uptrend, so.
Yeah, I was looking for push a little bit lower, and am I being too picky? Is the question. Yeah, I am. You know what? I can live vicariously through you. You know what? We're in at 82, Baron.
Yeah. We got a bottom tick at 82.
We bottom ticked this at 82. I'm not in my count.
So far. Yeah. That looks good. It looks good.
Yeah.
I think I might start using limits because I've just seen it. I've called so many levels on gold that have hit like pretty damn close to a T in the last like 3 weeks, and to me, it's just like you're just gonna get a better fill than me market ordering. I think it also slows me down a little bit, and I think that's one of my weak points in trading is I still need to, even today, like I was looking for longs on gold and I just got long just a little bit too early. And then I see we bounce right off POC where that's where I would set a limit.
Okay.
And then you get that massive rally to, and it was at like 10:30 or 11, somewhere around that time frame.
Man, I like that. I like this trade. We'll see how it pans out. We are in a long. We're long here on slow markets. And where's your stop and target? Like, are you looking for a breakout?
Yeah. So my target would be these this New York high because I like to see that typically sweep one. Gold likes to sweep one side of New York, whether it's the high or the low. Happens about 70% of the time. My stop is just under that wick. Where we bounce right out of the value area high. So, it's a 2-to-1. I think it's reasonable.
Okay. I like it.
I want to have some room on it. If it comes down and retests that value area high, that's totally fine by me. Taking it off the upper band, not as good of a location, but when you're uptrending this steady, I think it's totally appropriate.
I like it. I like this. Is this something you'd hold overnight?
No, I would probably just take it up to the New York high. I haven't really held gold trades overnight.
All right, I'm in it with you now in my live account.
Okay,
but I didn't get 82. I got 84.9.
Maybe try using a limit, Dakota.
Well. No comment. Yeah, no comment. I didn't get the best pricing, but I got.
It's all good.
I got my pricing. Okay, I got the price I wanted. Well,
how many contracts?
Price that makes sense. 2 micros. We made a lower high or a higher low, and we broke through these 84 halves, and so I like this market structure to where we just of course I want 82. I can't go back like 2 minutes and get it, but. Let's time travel. But we now broke through this resistance level, these 84.6, 84.7. So this is going to be a play back up to the 86 plus. See if we can get it. And I have a tight stop. Stop's tight. 81.3.
81.3. Yeah, that is a tight stop.
Yeah. I'm adding to this 4 micros now. 4 contracts.
I'm just going to stick with the one. I don't think I need to add on this.
All right, gold. Let's do it. We need to see some momentum through these 86s.
Yeah, I mean, we did just have contract roller. I'd look to see if this potentially tests 4,200. But, the way I like to trade this is like once this sweeps this New York high, I don't have as much statistical edge on this. When I know that this high it's more likely to hit that high. So if I'm looking for something like 4,200 or a clean breakout above the value area high, then that's going to be more price action based.
All right, 18 ticks right there.
I'm up almost 50 ticks.
You know what?
It's not a competition. It's not a competition.
Times mine by 4.
Dakota,
okay?
We're in the same trade. Usually this works out well.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Yeah. We need to see this break of session highs is what we need. I want to see. Let's break through this. Let's go straight to 200. I'll be closing some off as we break through. The beautiful thing about multiple contracts, if we break through. Okay, don't count it before it happens.
Yeah, hey, don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Yep. You gotta get through 87s first.
I think if it breaks these highs, it's gonna rip through it.
Like that. 88s.
No, I think it could be a little bit stronger. It could be a little bit stronger here.
I'll take for a break of these. I need to see a break through this.
There's some big buyers coming in. Just watching out on the order flow. So this looks strong for a breakout.
I'm gonna take one at 88 too. Tighten up this stop a little bit. Take some profits. See if we get to these 90s now. Your trade location, man, 82.
I mean, it's not a perfect bottom tick. I was off by
Close
3
enough.
ticks, but that's damn near close enough.
Damn, close enough. You
I'm
know,
gonna
if you're
bring this up.
stopped out there, you're gonna say your bottom ticked if that was a stop out.
I'm gonna bring this up just to that low. So I'm pretty much break even on this.
Beautiful, beautiful trade, man.
Someone's asking if I look at RTY, IB stats on edge flow, been insanely consistent for the past 3 months. 6 months standard report is at 81%. New York, 932, 1030. I have not looked at the Russell, but another really good report is the gold IB from 930 to 1030. I know some people use the 820 to 920, but if you look at GC for the last, let me get my stats pulled up. If you look at GC for the last year from 930 to 1030, it is a 80% single break rate.
PM Eastern time.
No, this is during the New York session.
Okay.
AM.
Okay. AM.
80% single break rate by wick, which is very strong. If you look at last 30 days, let me check this. Last 30 days, it's 82%, so it's pretty consistent. Doesn't change a whole lot.
Okay, not liking this fake out that we're seeing right here on gold. When I see a break, I want it to get momentum above these highs, and we tried. We pulled back down to these 85s. So let's see if we could try it again. But now I got a good reference point to get out.
I'm fine holding this. There's a lot of sellers on this candle. I kind of just want to see them get invalidated. I just want to see the buyers come in. You know, when you get a lot of sellers like that right at the highs and price doesn't move down, it tells me it's going to break pretty hard, typically.
Well, let's break it. Let's get through these 88s. Let's get through the 88s. Base hits. Base hits. The fact that we rejected and bought right back up. Yeah, no more soup on a stove, chat. Like, I'm done with that. I got enough crap. People sending me all these links of how bad it is.
Is it Campbell's? Campbell's?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, their vice president.
Yeah, I seen that. Everyone's saying that. Okay, you know what? Okay, you know what? I'm done.
You make too much money to be eating Campbell's soup still. Or is it a comfort food for you?
It's a comfort food. All right. This is like I said, it was like midnight, 1 a.m. and it was comfort food.
Yeah, like I'm just craving some Campbell's soup.
Yeah, I just craving some Campbell's soup right here. It was easy. I had it with some salt. Yeah.
You put salt in it?
Mm-hmm.
Does it not already have a bunch of salt in it?
Not that much. It's a little watered down.
I don't know if I trust that to go. let me do a quick Google search. Campbell's soup sodium content.
We're just going sodium overdose here.
Okay, it's anywhere from 105 milligrams per can for low sodium varieties to over 2,000 milligrams for a single can.
All right, I'm out. I got out for plus $23, so I'm happy with my exit.
I'm gonna hold this.
All right.
Either break evens me or TPs. I'm fine with either.
Throw some ketchup on there. No, not that crazy. Not that crazy, chat. That would be insane. Well, we'll watch this. I got out for plus $23, so I'm happy with that so far. Let's get through some of these hashtag slow markets. Once again, what I'm doing is I'm reviewing traders who they'll tag me on X. There's the socials on the YouTube chat, and if I like it, I'm showing it here live. I love to see the traders win. Traders have been doing really well in these market environments. So this is the first one.
Honestly, I feel like I barely trade the New York session anymore. I mostly just trade the overnight or Asia
Really?
session. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you don't need to sit there and trade all day. That's the beautiful thing about these futures markets. But here's one. Nothing crazy. A simple setup. Simplicity is, I mean, sometimes is all you need. I like how you have your, are these your rules? You have your daily bias. I don't know what this is, but you have it just written out. Sometimes that's honestly is one of the best things to do is if you have a strategy or a plan, just write it out. Keep it in front of you. Make it, there. Visual.
Yeah, I need to start doing that on like my trading view. I need to just like put the text of like my plan, because I'll write it out of like levels I'm watching and all that. I'll post it in my Discord, and then I'll be in trading for like 2 or 3 hours, and then I go look back at what my levels were, what my daily bias was, and I'm like, damn, if I just stuck to that.
Yeah. Fair enough. And here's one shout out. SJR Trades, always a showing up for slow markets. Nice boxing today. Must have caught my boxing. Up $1,500 in your XFA. Great work. See, making money. Yep. There you go. There we go.
I like this wick. I like this candle.
Yeah, I bailed out at 86. Yeah, that's
I'm still in, but I mean, we trade completely differently, Dakota. At least on your future side, you like to scalp. I like to sit in trades.
Yeah.
So it's less input, it's less thinking for me.
Yeah, I'll that's the reality. And traders ask me all the time, they're like, why are you guys fading each other? Well, we view the markets differently based off of the way we trade. And sometimes we both win. Sometimes we both lose. Sometimes we're in the same direction. Sometimes this. Sometimes that's trading. I have absolutely nothing against anybody that might be in the opposite direction as I am. It's like, great. That's how trading goes. We're not really trading against each other. It's fun. It's friendly when it's on air because it gives a little bit of a entertainment value and back and forth smack talk, right? But the reality at the end of the day, way two different trades. Like I could have shorted those highs, got a nice little scalp there, got in long, scalp here, and then you're just chilling in that long down from way down there, 182s.
Great fill on that. So
yeah,
I'm chilling in it. Not too worried. We just wicked the upper band again, so see if that holds.
I like that trade. I like long golds. When you're long gold, I like it. Here's another one. Slow markets again with Coach DB. Pass the funded today. Base hits. There you go. You don't need to pass in 2 days. Take as long as you want. The longer you take to pass,
I think it's a better habit too. Helps build some consistency where it's like, hey, I'm going to take 5 days to pass this, or I'm going to take 2 weeks to pass it, because I know when I get into that funded account, I need my 5 winning days anyway.
Yeah.
And if, shoot for the 2-day pass, it can shoot you in the foot.
Yeah, 5 winning days, take a payout, and then 5 more winning days, take another payout, because, that rule's not even in effect yet. And if it does come in effect, when it's coming soon, right? Coming soon, it doesn't even apply to anybody right now. Then it's just, you have to make at least $1. You just have to be profitable from your payout balance.
Yeah, I think it's good for risk management in a risk management sense. You should be taking advantage of the Topstep X tools, the DLLs, stuff like that. Like you shouldn't be blowing up these accounts, right? It's like what are you comfortable losing? What are you comfortable making back the next day? Maybe it's 500, maybe it's 1,000. Like when I was first learning trading, and I mean the industry's changed a lot in the last 4 years since I've been doing this, and I've been doing it for 4 years, which sounds like a long time. I understand it's not, because Dakota, you've been trading for 15 years. Hogue's been trading for I don't even know how long. Civil War maybe. Yeah, like I understand that. I've been trading for 4 years and I'm still like developing. But one of the first things I learned was your winners should take care of your losers, and that's how you should view it, even in these profit counts.
Look at gold, right back up to these session highs, man. Good hold.
I like it.
Good hold. I'm going to go through one more, and then we'll pass it off to you. Coach Dakota was down $750 on my XFA. Finished positive 450. 3 days green for next payout. Passed my 50K combine in 2 days. Gold is hot again. Well, we're trading it right here, right now. And, I mean, you're seeing it right here.
Honestly, gold, if you go back, look back at last week, it looks very similar to, we were consolidating for what, 2 or 3 weeks after that sell-off down to what, 3,900.
Yeah,
last week looks very similar to 2 weeks ago, before we had that attempt to break out. We were up at like 4,250. We dipped below what, 4,000 one time, and it got bought right back up, and then you see higher lows form, and then you just see that snap breakout. It looks pretty bullish on higher time frames as well. So gold to 5,000, right?
gold 5,000, baby. Gold 5,000. People keep asking, what's the new rule? What's this? What's that? What's this? Well, the nice thing about following Topstep social media is you get those details.
We're getting a pop on gold right now. I'm gonna bring my stop and profit just to the
look
bottom
at this. There's the 190s. There's the 190s. Nice trade. Nice hold. You got that good entry price, and you held.
Let's see. This should just take out New York highs. Should just take out New York highs. I wouldn't.
Let's see it, man. Let's see it. Who's long with us? Or with Baron? There's our Topstep risk disclosure in the YouTube chat. We're pushing. Gold is rolled over. Me, order flow, W's in the chat are coming in. Good play, silver. Hey, we picked the right direction, man. Our analysis was golden.
Shit, did you mean to have that pun, Dakota?
I just think of these things in the moment sometimes. Sometimes they just come out just not the right way. Sometimes it's like, okay.
Yeah, sometimes they don't.
It's like that whole diddling in the middle when the market's going sideways. That just did not.
I'm gonna bring that one up again.
Yeah, don't bring that one up again. That one did not come out right.
Yeah. No, but very, very nice trade. It was 2-to-1 risk, but able to tighten that to break even pretty quick.
Your take profit is at 92.4.
92.4. I would hold this for New York highs if I wasn't on a combine. So
okay,
that's just kind of my thought.
Nice. Okay, well as we continue to watch this gold, let's take a look at this. Reason to follow Topstep socials. If you guys missed it, activation fees, there's now an option. No longer have activation fees as we're watching this gold move. But there's 2 options, 2 paths, no activation fee, which is very nice. And then, of course, the standard option, activation fee, but it's a reduced price. But what everyone was asking was the new rule. Well, it's not even out yet. I'll find it. Topstep breaks it down in detail. Honestly, I don't know of a single person that it would really affect that.
To me, I read it and it's not a big deal. I looked at it, I was like, this shouldn't be a big issue for anyone who's considers himself a profitable trader. The way I was personally looking at it is, and I made a video on it and I posted it on my Instagram. A lot of people are making up, a lot of people are misinterpreting it. For one, it's not even affect my TV just hit, by the way. So a lot of people are misinterpreting it.
Nice trade.
A lot of people didn't go on the website and read the rule. Essentially, what it would be is, say you have a $5,000 P&L on your XFA. You take a $2,500 payout. In order to get paid out again, you just have to be above that post payout balance, right?
Which is what, plus $1?
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
you have to be at that balance, so you could be 1 cent over. So it's like, okay, I take the payout, I can go get $550 winning days and take another payout, or I can, try to build that buffer up higher. I think what it's discouraging is, having these big red days where you might be up $5,000 one day, and then the next day you take a payout, and then say you just blow through the account, like you're down 3,000 the next day. You can't reliably make a certain amount of money, right? And you're just shooting too much.
Yeah.
I think it's going to help some traders who understand that, and they're like, okay, I shouldn't be blowing up. I shouldn't be extending these losses. I should have a DLL. I should have something to keep me in check. And I went through it. I went through it in July through September, where I was cycling accounts and I was open and transparent about it. And it was because I was trying to force big wins, and those big wins lead to big losses, right? But I know I can consistently make a certain amount in the market each day. If I'm shooting for 2K, I know I can reliably make 2K a day. And I've stepped that up recently to 4K, 5K in that region. But what's my DLL? My DLL when I was trying to make the 2K, my DLL was 2K. So if I was making 2K, great. If I was losing 2K, right, I know I can make it back the next day. When I've stepped it up to 5K, my DLL is now 5K on a specific account that I'm using. So if I lose the 5K, I know I have to make 5K the next day. And I'm just seeing where's that upper limit? Where can I push it? Because I know I can do 2K. Can I do 5K? Yes, I can. I've shown myself that I can. Where I can have three days where I make 5K, and one day, maybe 1 or 2 days where I lose 5K. So I'm pushing it a little far. So maybe I step it back down to 3,500 and then go from there. I think it will help traders build a level of consistency where you're not blowing up, you're not having these red days, because then it's harder to get paid out. Yeah,
so let's clarify. As we're watching Gold Pump, I've had a lot of conversations with people on this. But honestly, here's a summary. And I encourage everyone, do the Earl. I don't know how many times I can stress this. Make sure you read absolutely everything. Not just what affiliates, drama, click, view, addicts post. It only impacts XFAs. Coming soon. It's not active. It's not even out, right? It has no impact on anybody here right now. No impact on the first payout. No impact on XFAs. No impact on live accounts. And it's the balance after the payout. So there it is. It's a Topstep article. Read it, understand it, learn it. But biggest thing for me, go through, read it, and there's examples. Topstep is really good at giving examples and explaining it. But the very important thing, very, that I think traders need to see. Let me see if I can find it. I'll go through and find it. Is it's coming soon. Coming soon means nothing's out. There's nothing. There's no change right now. It does not affect anybody. And then Topstep official broke it down even in more details.
There's a gold pop. Big pop.
Look at that.
Guys got hit. Whoa.
Well, you said we're going to break New York session highs.
There you go.
There it is.
I would not hold through that. That's crazy volatility. I'd be out of that on any account. That's crazy.
Man, we almost hit 4,200 right there.
No drawdown. No drawdown on the trade I took.
No, you nailed 82s.
Good.
You nailed those 82s.
Good analysis from both of us, I think. But someone was asking me in the chat about volume profiles. So I like to use 3 volume profiles typically. I'll have a high time frame one that typically goes back weeks or months. really gauge it based off the range. I use fixed range volume profiles. I don't really use session volume profiles. So I'll look back like a month or 2 months, 3 months. Really depends on what range we're in. And then I'll have a like middle time frame profile that will go back like probably a week. Again, it depends on the range. If we're breaking out, if we're breaking out of a range, then that middle time frame and that higher time frame profile might not be very useful to me. And then I'll go into a lower time frame and define that based off the session. So like this one that I've got anchored, right? That I was using tonight, when we break out of that value area high, and then we get this clean breakout. The way that I'm looking at that, it's not based off the session because this is at 135 in the New York session from yesterday. If, I just take this profile from here, right, New York close, I can take that, right? It doesn't make it an invalid profile. But when I'm looking at this, I want to consider all the data in this range, right? Because this is the range that we've been trading in the last 2 days. So this is like a low time frame profile for me.
That makes sense.
And these levels are relevant to me. If I'm looking back here, coming into New York session, this is the profile I had coming into this morning. What do I notice here? Okay, we have value area high up at 41.75. We have value area low down at 41.50. Price came down to that value area low, it bounced, comes up to the value area high, tries to push through this resistance area, fails, comes right back down to that value area low, dips below it slightly, and you can see on this profile, right, this blue is going to be the buyers. So there's significantly more buyers in this area. So I would look for strong buyers to come into that region where you've previously seen these dips down to this value area low, get bought up very quickly. Because you do have a lot of buyers in that region. Gets bought up quickly, Shouldn't be any different on this last push down. A lot of buyers down there. Gold's still pumping.
It is, man. We're sitting here. We hit 41.99.9 throughout this. It looks like we're getting ready to. Are we going to break through these 4200s? It's looking good, to be honest. It's looking really good. Who's still long? Who's still long, chat? I see some traders taking profits. Some traders are still taking profits there. Doing well. Maddie up here saying, wow, gold plus watching Topstep live slow markets. Boom. Nice trade. Nice trade. Making the money. Personal profit target. Love it. Absolutely love it. I don't know what that count name is. That's a weird one. Just you banging the keyboard. But whatever works. Whatever works. Love it. Man, look at this. Look at this. If only we had a runner. We had amazing analysis, great entry, and
I might start using I might start using limits because that was just so stress free. I don't have to worry about the entry. I didn't have to worry about when I'm getting in. I was just like, okay, this is the location I want to get in at. Just limit it. The only thing you have to worry about is potentially not getting filled.
That was just a great trade. That just overall great trade here during slow markets, live on air too, just showing everything. Very rarely get stuff like that. Beautiful trade. Now, do we pull back and look for another long here? What's the Nasdaq doing? What's the Nasdaq doing? Well,
it's a short week, Dakota. So, I'm up on this Topstep account. I have some other accounts that I also traded tonight, and I'm up on those. So I think I'm good for the rest of the day. It's a short week, just right before Thanksgiving. Just kind of want to take basics.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
I mean, that was the pullback right there. $5 down, right back up. So we're starting to see some more volatility picking in tonight. Test these 4200s. There's never a dull moment in these markets lately. It's trader's paradise. Trader's paradise. Look at this. That's how the sausage is made. Okay, yeah. That's. You guys get to see it.
It's a funny comment.
Gold was dull yesterday. I fell asleep a few times. Well, that's the thing. Sometimes you show up and you don't have a trade and it's slow and boring. And you still have to show up the next day because you don't know what's going to happen, right? And that's the discipline of it. we was talking about boxing. I'm like, it's boring. You don't always get to just, as we're pushing session highs, you don't just get to show up and just fight someone and win, right? You just have to just put in that work, put in the work, show up. Maybe we don't get a breakout like this. Maybe it's just choppy and boring, and you just have to grind out that boring part of trading. Anything that you do, right? Consistency.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like, I mean, there's gonna be days where, you sit down for New York Open, and it chops for 2 hours, 3 hours, and you're just like, do I even trade this? No. You step away, and then you set alerts on your phone for when the range breaks.
Correct.
You set an alert, and then once that range breaks, then it's like, okay, now I probably have an opportunity here. Unless you're trying to scalp the range, you can try to do that. It's definitely a way to trade. I don't really like to do it.
Yeah, boring is relative, but it's just every single day can't be a great trade like this. Like every single night, you can't have these good setups or good volatility. You have to take the good with the bad. You're gonna have some bad days. You're gonna have some struggle. You're gonna have chop. You're gonna have, hey, we're long biased, and then for something happen, we just start selling off. I have no idea why, or news hits. I remember at the beginning of the year, it was just every night there was a tweet about tariffs.
Oh my god!
That it just didn't matter what analysis you were doing. You can have the best analysis in the world, and then just a random tweet about tariffs.
And it was just crazy. It was crazy. I mean, there's always events like that. I feel like last year it wasn't as big of a deal. You kind of just had to pay attention to what the Fed was doing. You don't really have to pay attention to the administration in charge. You did have to pay attention to some world events like Japan cutting interest rates, or not cutting, raising interest rates. There's Iran-Israel conflict. So just
exactly.
you got to stay tuned in. You got to stay tuned into the news and what's going on.
Yep, and JD says headline risk is on. Headline risk, 100%. Especially, beginning of the year was insane. Beginning of the year was absolutely insane. Ooh.
His tweets are no match to your technical analysis. Listen, I pulled out the McRib technical analysis tonight. So
yeah, the McRib's getting in. That's some that's the stuff you pay for. That's the stuff that you don't see on there. Oh man.
Have you seen those people who will use like moon cycles to trade, Dakota?
Hey, whatever works. Like moon cycles, ICT, whatever works. If it works for you, it works for you. I have not met someone that uses moon cycles. I've only heard of it. Have you met someone that uses moon cycles?
No, I've seen videos on it though.
Hey, so if it works, man, there's something about it. DBA concepts. It's all just DBA concepts, right?
Are you adding moon cycles in?
I'm maybe. Is if it's a full moon, we buy it. Is that what it is? And we hold it for 1 year.
I think it's full moon you sell.
Oh,
or it's like a new moon. New moon is when you buy. I think that's
new moon you buy.
The gist of it. Which honestly, if you look right now, it's a new moon. I'm pretty sure.
Go look outside.
Is it a new moon right now?
But what if it's cloudy? What if it's cloudy?
I don't think that matters.
Then it's just no trade. It's like
let me check what the moon cycle is right now.
Did the groundhog see its shadow?
It's a waxing crescent right now.
A waxing crescent.
Which means I'm pretty sure that it's a. I don't know what any of this means.
You look like me trying to understand like half the stuff.
Is it a new moon? Is it a old? Is it a fading moon? I don't know. A waxing crescent.
Wax on.
Let me look into this.
Gold continue to hold these 4200s.
A waxing crescent is new moon cycle. So we're just going into a new moon phase, Dakota, and we just started to have this new bull leg, a few days ago. So I could see some correlation with it.
Okay. Okay. If you do the data, get the analytics, get the stats on that.
Can we
I would
get
love to see the stats.
Maybe I talk to Agile. I ask if they can add moon cycles in.
If you get someone to add moon cycles as an indicator, will it be better than it can't beat the McRib?
I have someone in my Discord who he's crazy at like he's a crazy coder. I'm sure he could figure it out. He's built this this new website that it's in beta right now. I can't disclose too much of it. I mean, I talk about it in my Discord, but I'm just not going to talk about it on air. But he's built this new tool, and he's like, some of the stuff he's putting in there, it's crazy how quick he's built it in a month. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I don't know how long this would take in a corporate setting, but I would assume 6 months to a year of development, and he's done it in a month. So maybe I can ask him to add a moon cycle. A moon cycle indicator.
A moon cycle indicator. Okay, you do that, we'll make billions. We'll make trillions off this. The moose phase is an indicator on TradeView. I can't tell if anybody's joking now. I don't know if this is a joke. Gold's seeing some resistance here at 4200s.
I mean, that makes sense. It's big psych level. This is why, I would get out at these New York highs that were, 41.95?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I can squeeze an extra 7 points out of it, but I know that this high gets hit a lot of the time. It gets hit 70% of the time, or the higher the low gets hit 70% of the time. So just based off the context, that high is going to sweep. I just don't want to push it past it because your statistical edge falls off.
Everyone's in the chat saying it's true. Whatever, man. Whatever works.
Well, someone said there's a McRib indicator on TradeView. I'm gonna check.
Is there a McRib?
There are 2 McRib indicators on TradingView.
Whatever.
Let me take a look. Let me take a look at this indicator.
This is
if it even works.
Insane.
McRib
JD says long the McRib.
No, it works. It works. It's pointing out when the McRib released.
Anyway, while you do that, we got another one. Passed the combine yesterday. Now up $300 in my XFA. All happening in slow markets. There you go. Green on the screen. Trading XFAs. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Man, look at this market now. Is this? Oh wait. Trader's asking me, what is a 3-bar reversal? Let's
DBA concepts.
Do this. DBA concepts. All right. Let's focus, everybody. Let's focus. 3-bar reversal right here, right now. Let's go over it. I'm making a time. This is gonna be a video. Smile, everybody. You're gonna be on a video. Say hi. Say hi, YouTube. You guys are gonna be on video. So here it is. And we're gonna have some nice background when this happens too. I better turn off the music. So here is a 3-bar reversal. 3-bar reversal, very important. Everyone asks me this all the time. I post about it. I talk about it. It's a big part of my trading. Not just any 3-bar reversal, but there's always context. So what you're seeing right now is a 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart, we'll narrow this down. So 5-minute chart here on gold. And what a 3-bar reversal is typically after a nice trend and an area of support and resistance. For this example, I'm using 4,200. It's a big round psychological number. A 3-bar reversal is exactly what it sounds. You have a directional candle going with the trend, which is bar number 1. You can see it right over here on the left-hand side. That I consider bar number 1. And then you got the middle candle, which I'm considering, bar number 2. And that is usually the highest candle. See that wick? That is the highest point. That is bar number 2. Bar number 3 is what you've seen that just formed. That candle must break and close below bar number 2s. So that is officially a 3-bar reversal. You got 1, 2, and 3. When that one closes below the previous bar, that typically signals a reversal. You'll see some of these a lot of the time. Do they work 100%? Absolutely not. Nothing works 100%. But context does matter. Where is this reversal pattern happening? Is this happening at a major level of support and resistance? Is it happening at a big psychological number, say 4,200? And when, right? Is this happening at the beginning of a New York session, during power hour, in the middle of the night? So context matters. And it's the exact same the opposite way. So you could just do Alt-I. For example, if I was looking to buy this, it's exactly the same, right? Bar number 1, bar number 2, bar number 3. If this market was sailing off, then that could be an indication. It's not saying yes, 100%. We are going to break through that. And a lot of times I like to get in as we break out. But once this bar closes, that is a sign of a 3-bar reversal. So there it is.
Where would you enter on that?
3-bar reversal.
I would enter context. You've got a good level. You start to see the 3-bar reversal form. Like, are you entering on that second candle? Are you waiting for the third candle to form? And then maybe a pullback into that third candle's body. Where are you entering on that?
So it depends. The confirmation is when this third candle closes. So as soon as it closes, technically the entry could be right when it closes. So right where that closed, say 41.94.4, that would be the entry. I like, this is personal, to have my stop loss above candle number 2, and then like to get a nice 1-to-1 trade. However, a lot of times I like to enter a little bit early, being preemptive. So getting in as we break, or depending on, watching price action to give me a little bit better of a risk reward. But the more probability, right? It's all an odds game. You got probability versus risk reward. So waiting for that confirmation does tend to have a higher probability, but sometimes you get like a candle that closes all the way down here, and so you're like entering way down here and you're losing that risk reward. So it really depends. Like I said, context matters. Am I going against the trend? Am I going with the trend? Is this just a pullback and we're going to continue? So there's a lot of context that comes. And I'm going to pull up in that one example here on the NASDAQ because it's very important. And I'll show you it. Look at this one. This is where buying the pullback, right? So on gold, it was counter trend because gold was rallying up. Here's a 3-bar reversal on the NASDAQ, which this was going for a pullback. We had that big rally on the NASDAQ. And
I saw, really quick on that, I saw a lot of people looking for the short there, and the shorts did play, right? But when you have a big rally one day where it's just a full trend day, you should expect a pullback into that range, or you should expect that rally to continue. You get that pullback, and then you fly today, right? Like you get another very trendy day.
Correct.
So, right, the context is you're looking for the pullback off a trend day. Yeah,
and this is one of the better examples is we get this big pullback here in the NASDAQ in the afternoon, and look at this. This is a nice level of, this was resistance, right? What happens? Support becomes resistance. Well, look at this 3-bar reversal at a major level of support and resistance. So, there's bar number 1 right there on this nice downward move. Bar number 2, which is going to be the lowest low. And then bar number 3, it wasn't this one. It was not this one right there, which it looks like it did. However, it did not close. See that candle? So I'll zoom in just a little bit more so you can see it. This candle did not close above that candle. It was this big candle, right? So technically, you wouldn't be entering until like way up here. So that would be your entry. And it did play out.
That's where you're preemptive with it because you recognize the support resistance. It's a break and retest essentially.
Yes. And so even though this one did play out pretty good for a 1-to-1, that's a lot of risk to take on, right? That's a wide stop loss. And so sometimes I like to be a little bit preemptive, and that gets me a better risk reward, but lower probability because, I'm waiting for that candlestick to close, increases probability, but reduces risk reward. It's always a give or take, risk reward versus, probability. But this is going with the trend. And so that's why I say context matters. You get that big buying in the New York session, you get a pullback, you're getting in with the trend, you're getting in at a level of support and resistance, and it worked out really good. Now, if you're a counter trend trader, look at these. Look at these examples. They don't play out perfectly 100% of the time, but here's a good example, right? There's one good example today. 1, 2, 3, counter trend trade. Here's a bad example, right? If you're looking for this market to sell off and it didn't work, right? Here's another example. So you could find plenty of examples, but usually after a bigger move, 3-bar reversals tend to be a lot more powerful. And like I said, context matters. Context matters. It matters. It matters. I can't stress enough that during times of chop, you'll be looking for 3-bar reversals everywhere, right? But just wait until you have a nice big rally or a nice pullback at a nice level of support and resistance. Nothing works 100% of the time, but this is a pretty good setup that you see me trade all the time in my live account. This is how I trade in my personal account. This is how I trade in this live account here at Topstep. And I try and demonstrate it all the time. But sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. When you can catch a good one like this, man, it's a beautiful thing. And it happens, dare I say, every single time there's a reversal.
It probably happens at least once a day.
So here's the fact. And I can say that this is a fact, right? Whenever there's a reversal of a trend, you'll have a 3-bar reversal. Now, it depends on the time frame. Markets are fractal. The higher the time frame, the more, I guess, powerful it is, right? I like to use it on higher time frames, like an hourly chart, a daily chart. But for my day trading, a 5-minute chart works. But if you use them in confluence, like use them together, then they work out pretty dang well. Pretty well. Context matters. I can't stress that enough. Context, location, and time frame. It's not an end-all, be-all. It's not a strategy saying, hey, this is how you can always make money. No, it just gives a good reference point for when you're trading, looking at these little details.
I think, to me, where a lot of new traders lack is context. And the best traders I see have very good context on just markets in general. So I think, any strategy you're going to use, whether it's 3-bar reversal, ICT, volume profiles, order flow, whatever it is, whatever floats your boat, your context is, to me, the most important thing as a trader.
Exactly. I use a lot of sports analogies, and a good one is like a quarterback, right? Or a sports team. They might be very, very good at say passing a football, but they're not going to pass every single time, right? As soon as the context matters, is it first down? Is it the first quarter?
I could pull a pretty good example.
Okay.
Having grown up in Seattle, when
let's hear it.
They threw away their Super Bowl win by passing the ball.
That interception.
It was at the 1-yard line or whatever it was. When they should have just ran it. You don't pass at the 1-yard line.
Exactly. It's like,
doesn't make sense.
It's like, what do they call it? The tush push, where it's like, man, every single time we run this play, we almost 90% of the time we get 1 yard, right? And you're on the 1-yard line, you need 1 yard. You're not gonna go back and throw the ball way down the field, right? So context matters. Even though it's a good setup, you need to understand the context, the situation, what's going on in this market. For example, this week, it's a short week. We have Thanksgiving coming up. We have,
new news about claims. Rate cuts, potential rate cuts. That's right? Big this week.
Say coming up Friday, right? Say markets are open Friday, but are you
have a new moon?
Friday?
You have a new moon cycle.
Yeah, you got a new moon. Yeah, you got a new moon. Or maybe we have a big FOMC. Are you really going to be trading the night of FOMC in the morning, or understanding those little details?
A lot of the time, when you've got a CPI report releasing on Wednesday, Tuesday night, the price action on, I don't know how it is on gold, but I know on NASDAQ, it's pretty garbage if you're trying to trade the night before a CPI release, especially if it's inflation's on the top of the Fed's bucket. That's their main measure when they're looking at, should we do rate cuts? It's inflation. Should you be trading the Asia session before CPI? Probably not. The price action is going to be pretty hard to read. It's going to be, you're not going to catch a very good move. Sometimes you will, but for the most part, from what I've seen, it's not very good. It might be a different scenario now because they care more about the labor market. So maybe it is good you might catch a nice move the night before CPI. But it's using that critical thinking skill and thinking about, okay, what's actually going on here? In terms of the Fed, in terms of what the Trump administration might do, what's going on in the world. Is there any, crazy news events? I mean, there's this Ukraine peace deal being talked about. That can impact markets. Japan raising interest rates, that can impact markets. So start thinking about what's the context of everything. How do all the puzzle pieces fit together?
Perfect. Exactly. Well, on that note, understanding context, using common sense, putting those pieces together, it's the same thing across the board. I'm going to leave it at that. My final thing, I will be on Fast Markets tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day on air. It's Wednesday, and then holiday. My last thing.
Slow markets Thursday?
No slow markets Thursday. It's holiday. But yeah, everybody, it's been a good one.
I thought we were gonna hop on live stream. Have some pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Maybe a little turkey. Some cranberries.
Why not? we could Instagram live it.
Yeah.
But
it's a short week. It's a short week. Take your base hits. So don't go for. I mean, there are still good moves this week in the market. We've seen good moves. Focus on consistency. Size down if you need to. Some of the volatility is a little rough. But yeah, overall,
good work, man.
It's been a good session, Dakota.
It has. And just. This is going to be my final answer to the same question I keep getting for the past 2 days. Like every 5 minutes, I look at my phone and there's someone asking this question. Don't trust me. Don't trust anybody you see online. Trust your own eyes. Do your own due diligence. Read everything yourself. Do your research. Make your own decisions. We do that Top Step risk disclosure. We talk about it all the time. You see it. It drives me crazy how much misinformation can be spread very fast. And I very highly encourage everybody in here to make sure you do your own research. I love to provide the information. It's lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink. So do that, and I will see everybody bright and early tomorrow morning. If not, I will be on for Power Hour. So take care, man, and I will see you then.
Have a good night.
Take care. Bye.